Buying concert tickets today is a test of endurance. You log on early and wait in a digital queue, only to watch the price of the seats you finally selected inflate by 30 or 40% the moment you reach the checkout screen. While Live Nation publicly defended these costs, internal emails presented at trial showed their own executives admitting the prices were outrageous. One even joked that the company was robbing its own customers. On April 15, 2026, a Manhattan federal jury confirmed what fans have suspected for years. They found Live Nation and its subsidiary, Ticketmaster, guilty of operating an illegal monopoly that harmed consumers across the country. This was an underdog victory. After the federal government reached a settlement mid-trial, a coalition of 34 states, led by New York's Letitia James, refused to quit. Proving the company's dominance led to fewer choices and higher prices. The verdict validates a decade of anger, but a refund isn't guaranteed. To understand why, we have to look at the 16-year-old corporate machine that made this dominance possible. The current crisis began with the 2010 merger between Live Nation, the promoter, and Ticketmaster, the ticketer. This created what the company calls its Flywheel model. It's a vertical integration strategy designed to control every single point of contact in live entertainment. The first pillar is the promotion business. Live Nation manages and promotes the world's most successful concert tours. By securing the rights to promote superstars like Taylor Swift, Live Nation controls the very product every major arena in the country needs to stay profitable. Because Live Nation manages the tour routing for nearly every A-list act, they can dictate which buildings get a performance and which ones stay dark. This creates massive pressure on the second pillar, the venues. To ensure a steady stream of big-name shows, independent venues feel forced to sign exclusive ticketing contracts with Ticketmaster. If a stadium or theater refuses to use Ticketmaster, Live Nation can simply route its massive, venue-sustaining tours to a competitor instead. This spins the flywheel. Once a venue is locked into an exclusivity deal, Ticketmaster becomes the mandatory middleman for every fan trying to buy a seat. As a result, Ticketmaster now controls 86% of the primary concert ticketing market in the United States. The Manhattan jury concluded that this closed loop had a specific cost. Fans were overcharged an average of $1.72 per ticket. That $1.72 is the mathematically quantified tax of a monopoly illegally boxing out market competition. The case almost ended prematurely. Weeks into the trial, the U.S. Justice Department suddenly announced it would settle with Live Nation. The federal government accepted a $280 million fine and minor fee caps, terms that Live Nation could treat as a manageable business expense. But 34 states refused to settle. They pushed the case to a verdict, arguing that Live Nation was a monopolistic bully that used its scale to retaliate against venues and shut out rivals. Their refusal to walk away proved that fines don't change how a market works. You have to challenge the company's underlying structure. The liability trial is over, but the actual consequences will be decided in the remedy phase by U.S. District Judge Arun Subramanian. Live Nation expects to pay less than $150 million in damages and intends to appeal any ruling that disrupts its business model. However, the states and independent venue associations are pushing for structural relief. They want to see the company's three pillars forcibly separated. This would mean shattering the flywheel. The judge could force Live Nation to sell off Ticketmaster entirely or limit the number of tours they can promote, breaking their leverage over the venues. This is the most significant antitrust decision in modern entertainment. The final ruling will determine if the promotion, ticketing, and venue sectors can ever operate as separate competing businesses again.